My girlfriend mocked my gas station job, then changed completely when I got a huge payout. My girlfriend Vanessa said, "Ugh, you're literally the last person I'd marry," in the middle of dinner with our friends. 8 people sat around the table, and the whole room went silent. Forks stopped. Nobody looked at their food. They all looked at me while I forced out a laugh and reached for my glass with a hand that was shaking. Vanessa didn't even look sorry. She shrugged and said, "Come on, Luke, you work nights at a gas station. I have standards." Courtney and Kimberly gave each other that little look. They were the same friends Vanessa always compared me to because they were dating a lawyer and a doctor. I sat there acting fine, but I felt sick. I'd spent months saving for a ring. Every extra shift, every cheap dinner, every dollar I didn't spend on myself was for her. I worked 60-hour weeks, dealt with drunk customers at 2 in the morning, cleaned messes, stopped people from stealing, and did business class work on my phone during breaks. I wasn't lazy, I was trying. That night I barely slept. I just kept hearing her say, "Last person I'd marry," like I was some joke she was tired of hiding. At 7 the next morning, my manager Greg called. He told me the whole block had been sold to a development company, and the gas station was getting torn down. I thought he was calling to say I was out of a job. Then he told me long-time, full-time employees were getting settlement payouts. He said my check should be around $850,000. I dropped my phone and made him repeat it twice. 850 grand. From the same job Vanessa thought made me worthless. Money that could wipe out my bills and let me finally start the small business I'd been planning for years. I should have told her right away, but after that dinner, I didn't want to. I wanted to see who she was when she still thought I was the same broke guy in a gas station uniform, so I kept quiet. Over the next week, I paid attention. Monday, I suggested we cook pasta instead of ordering out, and she stared at the stove and said, "I can't live like this forever." Tuesday, she showed me her sister's boyfriend on Instagram and said, "That's ambition." Wednesday, I checked our joint account and saw a $400 charge at a store she only browsed in. When I asked, she said her mom paid. Later, I found the receipt in her purse with our joint card on it. Thursday, she asked if I could cover more rent because she deserved some breathing room. Friday, she looked at my work shirt and said, "You're way too comfortable being average." Saturday, we met her friends for coffee, and she laughed when I said I had classwork to finish after my shift. She tapped my arm and said, "He's taking business classes like that's suddenly going to make him a CEO." They laughed, and I sat there smiling again, feeling my face get hot. Every day it was something. Small comments, little digs, just enough to make one thing clear. In her head, I was temporary. A guy to split bills with until someone better came along. The settlement letter came the next Thursday in a thick envelope from the law firm. I sat at the kitchen table and read it twice. The number was very real. That evening, Vanessa was on the couch, half watching Netflix, half on her phone. Without looking at me, she said, "Maybe when you finally get a real career, then we can talk about marriage. I can't tell people my husband pumps gas." That was it. I went to the kitchen, got the envelope, came back, and dropped the letter in her lap. She looked annoyed at first, then she read the amount. Her face changed instantly. Her phone slipped right out of her hand and hit the floor. She stood up so fast, the blanket fell off her legs. "Luke, oh my God," she said. "This is amazing." Then she started touching my arm, kissing my cheek, smiling like a completely different person. "I always knew you'd figure it out. I always believed in you. This changes everything. We should talk to a financial advisor. We should start looking at places. We can finally plan our future." Then she smiled and said, "And about the ring, don't get the one you showed me before. If we're doing this now, I want something bigger, something special. I deserve that after everything." I just stared at her. Supporting me was apparently mocking my job, draining our emergency money, and treating me like a backup plan until cash showed up. I took the letter back and said, "You're right. This changes everything." She smiled and reached for me again. I stepped back and told her the joint account was closed. Her stuff needed to be out by Saturday, and we were done. She froze, then started yelling that I was dramatic and throwing away 3 years over one joke. I opened the bedroom door and told her to call Courtney or Kimberly because she wasn't staying in my apartment one more night. Now her friends are saying I used the payout to hurt her. Was I wrong?